Deborah walked home quietly, her pink dress stained with dust and tears. Her body ached, but her heart hurt even more. She had been beaten and humiliated by the very people she once loved and trusted, Mr. Paul and Cecilia. But she said nothing to her parents. She hid her pain behind silence. The next morning was Sunday. Deborah didn't go to church. She stayed in her room all day, her eyes empty, her heart burning with anger. Her mother, noticing her daughter's sadness, came close and asked softly, "Deborah, what's wrong? What happened?" But Deborah only smiled faintly and said, "Nothing, Mama." I'm fine inside her. However, she was not fine at all when she was planning revenge. When Monday came, she had already made up her mind. She would not let Cecilia and Mr. Poe go unpunished. Deborah sat with her parents that morning and said calmly, "Mama, Papa, Ashwood Senior High is not a good school. The teachers don't teach well and I want to change to another school." Her parents were surprised. Her mother tried to stop her. "But you're almost finishing the term, Deborah." Deborah insisted, "Please, Mama, I can't continue that." And because they loved her deeply, they agreed. That day she got dressed, looked at herself in the mirror and whispered, "This is the last day I step into that place." She told her mother she was only going to pack her books. When she entered the school compound, the air felt heavy. At the other end, she saw Cecilia and Mr. Paul standing close, laughing together. Their smiles were bright, but Deborah's heart was dark. She didn't look at them. She went straight to her class, quietly packed her books into her bag, and left the room without saying goodbye. When school closed, she walked home alone. No tears this time, only silence and a strange calm. That night, she made a decision that would change everything. The next morning, Deborah went to a small shrine in a nearby village. She sat before a spiritualist, an old man with white chalk marks on his face and a deep voice. Deborah told him her story, how her teacher and her classmate had betrayed her. The man nodded slowly and gave her a small packet of white powder. He said, "Say their names, Mr. Paul and Cecilia, 3 times each. Mix this with water. When the sun rises, you will see." Deborah went home quietly that night. In the silence of her room, under the dim light of a lamp, she whispered their names softly. "Mr. Paul, Cecilia," 3 times each. She poured the powder into a glass of water, stirred it gently, and left it on her table. The next morning, the sun rose bright and calm, but something strange happened. As Cecilia and Mr. Paul walked together to school, suddenly they both stopped. Their eyes turned wild. Their minds began to spin. They started shouting and laughing uncontrollably. The curse had worked. Deborah's revenge had come true. From that day, Cecilia and Mr. Paul were never the same again. They lost their senses and could not return to normal. People whispered about it in the village, how the proud teacher and the jealous student went mad on the same day. Meanwhile, Deborah had moved to another school far away, wearing a new uniform of yellow and green. She looked peaceful, walking through the new compound, smiling softly. The past was behind her, but the story of Ashwood Senior High would never be forgotten.